Shipnal Airport, and we're going to do a flight to Dubai. As we're here in the 777-300ER, fully maxed out with full max mods. The only difference is we're using the normal engines, but we just changed the fan blades for the 300 and the 200ER. So we're going to be flying to Dubai today. We're going to be leaving from runway 24 on the Addons to Sierra, and then once we come in for the arrival, we'll be coming for runway 30 left on the ILS, and we'll be taking in for the arrival star, the VUTEB 3 Charlie, which will then leave us off, and then we can transition for UTOP. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Help us get to that 2K subscriber goal. And now we can get into the cockpit and start the aircraft up, ready for our departure out of lovely Shipnal Airport. So let's get into the cockpit, ready for our departure. So we're in the 777-300ER, and we are ready to do our checklist and everything else to do with the aircraft today. So we go to our pre-flight checklist. We've got the parking brake, which is set. We can go overhead and get our battery on, which is checked. Our primary flight computer's auto guard is closed. The thrust asymmetric compensation can go on, which is checked. The left and right bus tie can go on with the left and right generator control with the backup gen, which is all set there. We'll get the APU gen on with the APU start, and we'll get one pump in for that. We'll get the left and right packs to auto, and everything else should be all good to go. So from there, we've got left and right bus tie switches, generator control switches, backup generator switches are all on. APU selector start, nav lights which can go on, which are checked, stereo lights, etc. So we get our exterior lights on now. Get all our lights up and ready to go. Get all of our little lights on, which are all checked. Left and right packs are on and auto, and the APU now it's on. We can put the ADRU on, which is checked. So we'll just be waiting. What we can do is we can take off the real time, so that just does it a little bit quicker for us today. Then we'll go into the FMC and get the aircraft all ready to go. So we'll go to the Perth, and we've got Echo Hotel Alpha Mike, which we can chuck in, which will auto align us up. We'll go in and get the route. So we're leaving from Shipnal, and we're coming down into Dubai. For the flight today, on our departure, we're leaving out of runway 24, and we're coming out on the Addons to Sierra, which is right here. So as the route's quite long, we'll jump straight in, and we'll get to the end ready for our Perth. So we'll start doing a few. So from there, we're going to go direct to Soneb. From Soneb, we've got the Lima 620. Got to the end, which is VUTEB, so we can go to the arrival now and get the VUTEB 3 Charlie, which we're going to take to come in for Dubai. So there's VUTEB 3 Charlie, and we're coming in for the ILS 30 left, and we're going to transition at ULDOP, which is all good for us today. So we can execute that. We can go to our Perth, we can request the Perth, etc. So we are going on our charts today for a flight level of 330, which is checked. Cost index is 200, and we are all set and ready to go. Thrust setting, we'll go full climb and full takeoff today, and we'll go for flaps 15. It's going to be 167, 176 and 182, which is all good for us. We can put on our V speeds as well, just make sure that they're in, coming in for our winds for our departure. We'll check the METAR for what we've got, which is 20012. Okay, which is that. We can replant our speeds in, which are all set to go, and that is the FMC all set up for us there. We're going for the discons for the star. Okay, as you can see there, there's a VUTEB, which will lead to lock, which is all good for us there. So what we can do now, we'll go back to the rest of our checklist on our charts and everything. That is all good to go. So window heat can go on, which is checked. Primary left and right hydraulic pumps can go on, which are also checked. Primary C1 and 2 electrics are off. Left C1 and 2, right demand hydraulic pump selectors off, no smoking's on, and seatbelt signs can go on, which are checked. EEC modes can both go to normal, which are both checked. Just turn them off. From there we've got engine start selectors, which are normal, auto start, which can now be set to on, which is also checked. Left forward fuel pump on, lights off, which is also checked. Anti-ice equipment cooling is auto. We get our gas per reset fans can go on, which are checked. Flight temps can go to auto, and we'll put that to in the middle. Keep everything nice and sweet. Left and right controls for the packs are auto. Left and right trim airs can go on, along with our left center and right isolation valves, which are checked. Engine APU bleed air, which are also on, with the pressurization panel set to auto, which is checked. Change our bank to 25. I'm going to go for flight level 300, as we are quite heavy. Flight directors can now go on, which are checked. And we'll go to the next part. So LNAV is as required, so we can put the LNAV on just before we go and take off. Flight instruments set, no flags. Auto brake RTO, which we can set now, which is checked. Common audio panel, so we'll get the comm radios on now, which are all good on that aspect, and we're all set, ready to go. So let's get ready and call the tug, and then we can get out of the airport and get everything all good. And doors which are closed, we can check on the door page as well, so we can see the doors and everything are all shut and ready for us to leave, which are checked. Ground equipment disconnected, which is also checked. We've got our right electric demand hydraulic pump to auto, which is checked. Primary C1 and C2 electric hydraulic pumps to on, which are checked. Left and right fuel pumps, which are all on. And we've got our C1 and C1.
All doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Okay, so everything's all set for us to go. Put on the left, centre and right. Passenger signs are on, which are checked. Beacon can go on. We can now hit the recall. It's just everything up for us. And we're just going to set the cargo heat before we forget. Okay, which are both set. Okay, so just got the engine bleeds and the oil pressure. So tugs are now lifting us up as we get ready to vacate. Check everything out there. We can get the GPU off and chocks can be disconnected.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, so left and right packs are off now, and we are all ready to go. So we'll go ahead now and we'll put on the second engine. There's N2 coming to life through 10%. Just a few moments time, we'll get the aircraft all lifted up, ready to go. So we're going to let engine number 2 now come in. Okay, it's engine number 2 now, flicks over. We can now and start engine number 1. N2 coming to life now, and we can go outside and watch the engine spool up. Okay, so engine number 2 now, and number 1 is just flying over, so wait for the ignition start to go back to normal. which we should hear the cut-off. There's the cut-off just gone off now, which is all good for us. So, before taxi checklist, we can put the left and right packs, which can go back to on, which are checked. APU selector can go off, which is checked. Engine start selectors are norm, which are confirmed. Left and right pack control switches auto lights off, which are checked, and we've got our left center and right isolation valves auto lights off, which are confirmed. Engine bleed air on, lights off, which are set. Flaps, which will go ahead and set as soon as we get dropped.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Okay, parking brake complete.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Everything's all set out before taxi checklist is pretty much complete. So we can go and put the taxi lights on and get ready to go. We'll do the refuel. So this has got fuel leak, so we'll turn off the custom faults for this flight, which are all set for us to go. So I'm going to leave everything on. I'll turn off the APU for the bleeds. If you're not meant to turn it off, just let me know. Not too sure on the 777. It doesn't say anything in the checklist about turning it off, but I would have thought it's running off with the engine bleeds. So we can do the recall now, which is set and checked. The low display unit can go off, which is checked, and anti-ice as required. Taxi lights can go to on, which are confirmed. So we can release the brakes. And we'll taxi on up to runway 24, which is just around the bend to the right. There, we'll give us some power. And we'll taxi on down now to the runway. When we leave out, we are coming out from the runway, which we can check as well. So once we leave, we've got ship in the wind, which is there. So it should be a lovely arrival into Dubai. We've got all the mods. Just changed the fan blades for the engines. That's pretty much it on that aspect. So we're going to take a right. Take them big wide turns as the aircraft is very big. Okay, so as we get ready, check the charts. See whereabouts we are. Wait for us to come in. So we're just going to follow it round to the right. So all the mods in, yeah, like I said, but we've just not got the G90 mod. It's got the F mods, just changed the fan blade textures, so get that all set. So auto brake is set and checked. We've got flaps 15 which are down. Now the runway's going to split off, so we're going to follow it down. Okay, so we are here now at runway 24, ready for us to go. So we'll just put on our brakes quick, so we can get ready for our departure route. So as we cross over the whole line, we can put the strobes which are on and checked. Load on wing can go on, runway turn-offs can go off as well. So they're all checked and ready for us to go. Cabin crew prepare for departure. And once we leave out, we'll be on the 238, and then we'll be heading on to the 118. Okay, which is all set. Okay, so we'll line up onto the runway. So we're all set to go. We can go and put our landing lights on. Just set. Taxi lights can go off now. And we're all good to go. So we'll turn on the LNAV as we are set and ready. Also throttle and everything is armed and engaged. So I'm going to spool up before we go. Okay, brake released. And tow. Pressure on the yoke. Airspeed live. $80 knots, throttle hold. So flight level change, now we'll go up to flaps 5. As we're going to make a left turn onto the 181. Okay, which is checked. Okay, so we're going to that left turn now. Let's go up to flaps 5, continue to climb out. Okay, so we'll take on to flaps 5 now. Let's spin that left turn. Coming on to the 181 now. Okay, took it to flaps 1. As we pass down, and we can see now on the charts as we leave out on the 181, ready for the 073. Okay, there's a flaps 1. Just line on. Pass it through 2006. So we go up to 250 now. And we get ready for that 073 turn. QNHs can now go back to standard. And we'll hold into a flaps 1 until we speed up to 10,000. As we are a little on the heavy side. So put the 073 in now. Which is checked. As we get ready to make that left turn out, and then we can do our after takeoff checklists. Okay, so we're swinging to that left key now. Okay, so after takeoff checklist, positive rate of climb, gear is up and checked. From there we've got our auto brake, which is checked, taxi lights are off, runway turn-offs are off, and cabin lights are required, or as required. So passing 5,000 now, stay for 250. Okay, so just following the flight director now, as we come up. Yeah, just leave her in. And as we do, put green arrow on now, and the autopilot can be engaged, and now the aircraft has full control. So we stay for flaps 1 until we get further to 10,000 feet, then we go to our climb speed. Okay, so not too far now from Mullet. As we get ready to now make that right hand turn, which is then going to bring us down to Ivlut, and we'll then swing a right hand turn onto the 095. Head now to the 095 as we now pass 10,000 feet, go to flaps up now, landing lights can now come off, runway turn-offs can go on, which are checked, and as the air is pretty safe we can turn the passenger sides to half-lane, then the cabin program now. So as we climb up to our speed, you can see that we've got the roof all programmed in and plugged all the way. And if we go to our plan, I'll show you the route quickly just before we do head off. So, here's our route, and we're basically going to follow it all the way down so we get all the way to MS, and then once we come in, we're going to follow it down from Ratbo, and then come all the way to the top of the descent, just after Desco, and then we'll come down in for the arrival. It'll be an RNM star, and then we'll follow it in with the transition. As you can see, all the way down to runway 30 left, and also got the transition which is all ready for us to go, which is L dot. And we're now making that right turn onto the 111 now. So that's pretty much it now, guys. So what we can do is we'll go to our takeoff cinematics, and after our takeoff cinematics we will then go to our top of descent and get down into lovely Dubai. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, leave your comments down below. And now as we head direct to Hotel Mike, I'll see you when we get back. Guys, welcome back to the flight deck as we are now getting ready to come in for the arrival down into Dubai. So we're going to go down, reset the MCP altitude to 2,000 feet. Go some follow down on the VNAV profile as there is our top of descent ready and waiting for us to then make that right left hand turn, sorry, to the 111. Once we come in on the arrival, we're going to be coming in for the Hotel 3 Charlie. So by the time we get to Hotel, we'll be at 230 knots at under 12,000 feet on the 111, which we're going to turn onto now, which will practically take us directly up to Hotel. From Hotel, hit lock off at 230 under 11 and be above 8 for Addons. So there's a left turn for the 111, which is set. And we'll get all of our winds, etc. as we get ready to come down into the air. So we're going to come in for the RNAV arrival. I'm going to use the ILS for runway 30 left. We'll accept for the 300 course. 299 for the 111.3 for the localizer. We'll accept the localizer 6.1 degrees, 6.1 dB from passing through flight number 210 now. Now descent checklist. Our altimeters which will be reset to passing transition altitude. It's 13,000 feet. And we'll get the METAR up now for lovely development. So QNH is 1008. Okay, which is set. For our winds, we've got 33013. Temperature's 32, humidity 11. Which is all good for us to go. Crossing through 19,000 now, just about to hit the start for our run. Into for 10. And then we'll come down into lovely Dubai. We should come in a lot more evening arrival, so we can see all the lovely lights as we blast into 30 left, as we then come right over and then shoot down in currently at 398 on the ground speed. We're going to be now 305. I'm going to hold 305 until we get to the 10, and we go to 230 down to 12,000. Okay, which is all fine. So we're all set to go. Coming in for the approach, doing flaps 30 for 160, which is set. Everything for the approach is all good. See on the navs, got 1.30 299, which is set. As we come in now to the 10, we get the aircraft all ready and set to go. Let's slow down to 230 as soon as we do reach down to the TEB, which will be currently in around about 19 nautical miles. From there we'll be able to set down and get the aircraft all configured, ready for us to arrive into Dubai for the ILS runway 30. It's a lovely approach, lovely scenery. You can just see now the coast of Dubai as we're now going to sink over and coming for the RNAV. So we can see we've got the TEB there. We've already got the arrival, which is in as well, which we'll see that we're going to join on to in just a few moments time. As you can see, we're on the 107, then we'll go on to the 118. so we can lower that down. Stick that right there. Passing through 15,000 feet, 13,000 is when we're going to switch over. As we're just about to hit down towards the 10 at 230, 412,000 feet. Auto brake number 2 is set. Not going to arm the speed brakes just yet. We could use it to slow down. Now we're going to switch the QNHs back over to 1008. So as we come in, we're going to basically 160 is where we're going to come down. So for the 3-degree glide path, 849 on the descent, so 849 feet per minute. Missed approach point at runway 30 left, so that'll be the missed approach point. As we can see, there is our descent. Modus is where we are going to start the descent down on the glide slopes with 2,000 feet. Already got 2,000 feet already set. As we now come into the TEB, and then we're going to start to move around onto the 111. So there's the 111, ready for when we just move past. As we pass through 12,000 feet now, we're going to slow up. So that flaps up. Passing through 12,300 feet. On our way to knock off, which will then take us to the 118, which is set. Got 230, need to be below 12,000 feet, which is set. Speed brake can now come back in. And we can arm it. As we're not going to slow down too much from here as we are up to our flaps up. So we have a lovely Dubai inside, let's keep the flaps up so we actually go down to flaps 1. Wind's quite calm. It's meant to be around about 19 knots when we do come down, so 12 knots currently. We'll just get a fresh meter. So 1008 QNH is visibility is 10 kilometers. Well, there is no clouds, 1500 meters below, 33013, and as we said, 32 on the temperature. So the temperature is now rising through 1 degree. We're now currently on the 111. We'll get ready to then turn on to the 118, and from the 118, we'll then track down to the 130. So we can carry on the descent now as we come in. There's 11,000 feet as we go down, so landing lights can be ready and set to go in. And if we have a look on our progress, you can see everything's going according to plan. 1440 when we're meant to come in. Ride all the way around from Lover. So, got the 118 now. So we'll take us down past 11,000 feet. Heading on for Lover now, which we are currently set as the 118. From the 118, we've then got the 130 and then the 119, which will track us all the way up. So, cabin crew prepare for arrival, passing 10,000. Now we'll get the landing lights, which can go on now and checked. And start to zoom down. As we near the lovely engines. So here we are, 8,000 above when we get to our next fix. Which is pretty much us right here, where we then go on to the 130 and then the 119, pretty much to take us all the way down. So 185 at the Delta Bravo 508, just past Ridev. So from Ridev, that's where we are going to be slowing down to 185. There is the 508. So we're all set and checked to come in now. Barriers are set 260 for 200 for decision. For the approach, the altimeter is checked with a localizer frequency, which is the 111.30 for the 299. Which is all set and checked. Auto brake number 2 is selected. Once we do come round, we will then get ready to rock and roll and get the aircraft all down in as we slow down further into Dubai. So from the 118, we're then going to take it down to 130. And then once we get down into our right turn, we can then start getting the aircraft configured and locking the ILS in as well. So everything is all set and configured for us to come in. We're now going to go on to the 130, which is set. And as we're still sitting now 7,000 above, so the aircraft will start to descend down. Go down to flaps 1. Okay, so set 220. Okay, speed still needs to be 4230. Okay, 210 now. Okay, so we're going to go to 210. And I'm just going to open flaps 5. Stay at 200. Speed brakes are armed. As we get the lovely aircraft ready for us to swing in, or lovely Dubai. So cabin crew prepare for arrival. So one last time as we get ready to go. Our anti-eye switch is on and we'll keep it on as we continue to come down. Descending through 10,000 feet, landing lights are on and checked, landing altitude's checked, the recall, we'll check that one more time, so recall is checked and clear. Radio barrow is set, we've got the barrow set for 260 for 200 for decision, auto brake set number 2, the approach briefing coming in for the ILS for 30 left. We are going to intercept the glide slope at 2,000 feet, we're coming in for the 111.30 and the 299 course, ready to intercept for the localizer. So we can go into the nav now and get the localizer all set. There's a 130, back for the 119. It should be a lovely ride as we come down into Dubai. So you can see we're going to run all the way up now, and then we're going to turn around and come back on ourselves. So check the arrival, our arrival, 1447. As we ride it out, all the way down. So it's quite a long arrival in, as you can see. And as we come down, there's Modus and Sedus. So we have the arrival charts. To be below 7,000 feet by the time we get to the Delta Bravo 530. So there we are now, coming down to 119. We'll head down to 120. It's practically going to take us all the way down to the end. Should be some really lovely views, and I'll definitely make sure that we get a wing view for this. So passing through 7,500, we need to be below 7,000 feet once we pass 530. As we now head outbound from the airport, ready for us to make that lovely right-hand turn towards the end as we come round. So you can see there's SAPO over to our right. There's models where we're going to start the descent down from the glide slope. So 7,000. Aircraft will hold here until we get all the way down to the Delta Bravo 506, and then we come down 6,005 all the way to Eldon. So until we start making the right hand turn, that's when we'll basically start to descend again. Can put the flight level change on, and what we'll start to do is we'll get the aircraft fully configured to cut short some of the arrival. So as we come down flaps 5, you can see Eldon, which is right next to us, as you can see. So Eldon is where our initial approach fix is, so we are going to basically 15.5 DME from the localizer. So once we get to Eldon, we'll basically swing around and come in direct from the Delta Bravo 504 at Eldon 2000 above, which is perfect. So we'll cut short some of the arrival as we come in. So we'll start to make that descent down now. There's Cespo, which is going to be models for the 2,000 feet, so 2,000 above at Eldon. As we come down now, really to come in. So it's telling us VLAR, but we're going to make some, we're going to just adapt in and change. Delta Bravo 504 is where we are going to come in for. So coming crew, prepare for arrival. So for our approach checklist, as we get for Eldon, we've got the start from Eldon, which should be Septo, or Setpo. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in Eldon and basically go straight to direct, swing that around. Already down to flaps 5, and we're now track bound onto the 299. Okay, which is set. Passing through 4,000 feet. Needs to be 2,500 above. So we'll keep 2005, as it needs to be 2000 above, so get that all correct. And set. Flaps 5 needs to be at 185 now. So just as we come in, I'm going to still keep it at 198. As we get ready to come in, there's the aircraft realigns itself, so there's a 2005. Can hit the approach as well. So the localizer comes in. So we're going to make that right hand turn now. And there's the localizer come to life. We're going to hold 2,500 feet. And by the time we get to set point, we'll then descend it down to 2,000. Speed brakes are arm and auto brake is set. Localizer is established. And for set point, got flaps fire which are already in, currently 15 nautical miles away. 4 nautical miles from set point, so we can just basically flight level change down to 500 feet per minute as we line in forward by slope. So, currently now set with the localizer as we come in 2,000 feet. We'll be at 2,000 feet for set point as we get ready to come in. So, missed approach altitude when we come in. Which is set. There's set point coming. So, for the approach, our altimeter is checked for 1008. We've got the localizer frequency which is checked, with the localizer course which is checked. The approach is armed and we're on the localizer. Just waiting for the glide slope to come in. It is going to come in. There we go. So we'll keep the glide slope in, which is checked. Once the glide slope's alive, we'll go down, flaps 15, gear down, as we come in. So we're currently 10 nautical miles now. There's modest, we can turn off the anti-ice as well. And by the time we reach modest 3.3 DME, that's where the glide slope's going to come to life. So we can now currently go to a flaps 15, gear down. Okay, glide slope's now coming in, we're into lock and arm. Flaps 15 is set. Glide slope's now starting to become active. And we'll now go to our flaps 30. Should be 160. So glide slopes are now aligned. Take flaps 30 now, all the way. Speed brake is armed, so landing checklist, we've got go around altitude set for 3,000, runway turn off lights are on, landing gear is down, autopilot is required with auto thrust, so we are now all set to go. So we'll set the missed approach altitude to 3,000 feet. We are set to come in, so what we can do is we can disconnect the autopilot and we will disconnect the auto throttle. Now I have control of the aircraft. Around about 850 a minute. And we're all stable and ready for the approach. Okay, coming in nice and steady. Catch the glide slope back. Speed brakes are armed, auto brake number 2 is set. continue.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Okay, we'll cut back. Okay, so the runway's pretty sloped. There we go. So speed brakes are up and reversers are active. Pressure on the yoke. Okay, so we can disarm the auto brake. And we are ready now to vacate off of the runway. And there we are, guys, down in lovely Dubai. So as we take this left, come off the taxiway. And there we are, guys, down safe and sound. So as we pull up now to the hole, get the aircraft all ready with its taxi lights. So we'll go overhead now, we'll get the landing lights off, we can turn on the master cabin and master brights, landing lights and runway turn-offs are off, and we've got the taxi lights on there. So we'll go to our landing cinematics now, guys, so don't forget to like and subscribe, help us get to that 2k subscriber goal, and I'll see you guys when we get back to taxi to the gate. So I'll see you guys in just a sec.